Ubona ukuthi waseswatini TV utakulethela iThis Life season 4 lesilungiselela nanyalo. Siyabonga mbukelo.
Angubingelele mbukeli ekhaya ligama lami ngingosikhumbuzo Sibongo Ngwakabhajisi. Ngi sound manager got This Life and I'm also playing a role yakuba ngu hard boy.
Eke kufuna ukungitshela ukuthi wena ngihleli lapha eofficeini lapha nini. Udlalwa siginci. Ngijayivela ithoni yalo chair loyo. Ufuna ukungitshela ukuthi uyi-out nje wena ngokuthi ubhizi ukujayifiswa inkombatana.
I-experience lengibenayo got This Life ever since ngafika ngidawuthatha ehlangothini lwe-cast ne-crew. Kusebenzisana ne-crew yethu ngikhanze so much amazing and kumnanzi kakhulu just because siyakwati siyakhona lokulalelana sivane lapha lanapha nangabe lo munye abona ukuthi unembono thide kude ukuthi nangiveta iview yami bese lo munye uyayirejecta. No, akurejectwa ema views sihlala phasi sisebenze as a team sakhani sikhone lokuthi iproduction yethu ichubeke. Kucast lengunakile kakhulu. The cast is so much united and kuvanwa ngalenye indlela and it never shows ukuthi sisuka etindzaweni letehlukene. Na ungathi uthatha kubuka ungazi utitshela ukuthi I know sitalwa ndzawonye just because of the unity that we have as got This Life. I-audio yami kuze ibe right ibe sharp sisebenzisa 2 wetinfo, sisebenzisa i-boom mic, sisebenzise nelaphe. Inhloso lenkhulu ukuthi sisebenzise le boom mic nalelaphe ukuthi uma sek-editwa sisebenzisa lama audio kuva ukuthi which one is the best. Nangabe le boom mic is the best noma le laphe kungiyolele kahle, then sibese sithatha lele siyithola ukuthi I sound great. Kungako nje nani nitivela ukuthi i-audio yethu i-clean, i-clear and kuyalaleleka, kuyathokozisa futhi lokho. So lokunye lengabuye ngusho ukuthi njengoba sibonile eMaswati ukuthi we are working on season 4 got This Life and please ngicela ukuthi nihlale ninetheteke ngoba there is something great that is coming. Now sengakeva ngeThis Life, stay tuned, watch out, kukhona lokukhulu lokutako. This Life sisonke.
Your favorite music show is back. We're bringing you the hottest music videos and live studio interviews with your favorite celebrities. We are giving you a front row seat to the latest fashion trends as well as your weekend gig guide. Join us live on social media and call in to send in your shout-outs. Catch This Weekend Eswatini every Friday at 5:30 p.m. live on Eswatini TV.
Why should we pay our TV license?
The content on our local television is actually more up to date. The industry is enhanced.
It is a criminal offense not to pay your TV license and attracts a fine of 500 emalangeni or 6 months imprisonment.
And the industry is definitely blooming, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what we have for you. But we'll be right back just after the break and we'll give you more of Miss V.
Pay my TV license. That's why I can enjoy the benefits of an enhanced industry and keep track with recent transformation.
Mommy, who paid for a TV license and what are they paying for?
The owners of TV set and a gadget with a tuner like DVD set have to pay.
Pay your TV license at NetBank with the details provided on screen. Or use your cell phone via the mobile money pay. You could also visit your nearest post office and pay there. Pay your TV license via Eswatini Mobile Imali. Any TV device retailer can purchase a license to trade. Pay your TV license and enhance the industry.
Ngacishe ngatibambelela kucala kunathe ama-ARVs ngesaba imvuka lesoloko kukhulunywa ngayo sekuphela umnyaka ngawaqala solo siphethene kahle ngikhumbula kahle ukuthi angimelanga ukuthi ngize ngigule noku namhla solo ngingumcemane ngiyatichenya ngalesinqumo ngitawuqhubeka ngwanathe ngikwethembeka solo ngime kuso sinqumo sami ngigrand ngisukumele impilo yami
kuva kabandi shayela 1212.
Gaming is magic. Sure, the avatars you play with might just be characters on a screen, but the excitement, that's real. If you can feel it, it must be real. And that's real magic.
It has just gone 8 o'clock Central African time. Good evening and welcome to the news bulletin at 8, brought to you by Eswatini TV. My name is Sanebo Ngwane, alongside Zamanzi Manze. Thank you so much indeed for choosing to stay with us. We're coming to you live from our Hospital Hill studios in Mbabane. Let's take a look at our top stories. His Majesty King Mswati III says the procurement of airplanes by Eswatini will help Mswati do business better and also visit other countries with ease. The Minister of Commerce, Industry and Trade says the various projects implemented by the Republic of China on Taiwan through the Taiwan Technical Mission contribute immensely to the improvement of socio-economic empowerment. And the Royal Eswatini National Airways Corporation Board Chairperson says the 2 airplanes bought by the company belong to Eswatini. And now the news in detail. His Majesty King Mswati III says the procurement of airplanes by the Eswatini will help Mswati do business better and also visit other countries with ease. Now, the King said this at the King Mswati III International Airport when witnessing the arrival of one of the 2 planes bought by the public enterprise on Wednesday. Now, the King was represented by Prince Hlangabeza.
His Majesty King Mswati III says unity is key to Eswatini Air's success. The King, who was represented by Prince Hlangabeza, says Eswatini Air staff is mandated to run the company on behalf of Eswatini, and that is why the nation should support the organization.
Akube lithemba ke ukuthi ke sekufikile lokungiko kambe ukuthi noma ngangiliphi iSwati lelicabanga ukuthi lifuna kuvakashela amakhelwane walo lifuna kuqala umsebenzi lonjani lifuna kuthatha ini libhekise kuphi kuphi na ibhasi seyikhona la ngesheya umuntu ugibela ibhasi wona skebe uyafika la ufika khona ngoba lokho lamathuba lebakhuluma ngawo ukuthi lethu itasivetele mathuba onke ingani nangabe thine eMaswati sawuhlangana ngeliqiniso sekhuthane la kufanele sekhuthane khona sibongane la kufanele sibongane khona uqhubeke lo msebenzi uhlonishwe sibambisane nabo bona laba lebakhathi kambe sibasiqhubela lo msebenzi siyafika nje esigabeni so laba lebaqhubhe lo msebenzi sebawubulele ngumsebenzi welive lo awusiwo wekudlala yinto yelive le ningabuki ukuthi kumbe mhlampeni selitolishile ukudlala nje nanikhani kwakudlala igcizelela ukuthi umhlaba wonke kambe vele impela noMaswati sewubekela ithemba kini uyanithandazela umhlaba ukuthi lokhu lokufakazwa vele nguye sihlalo lapha ukuthi atushelela kungasheleli ngoba sawusale sola vele kambe ngisho lebantu abethu naba labasibulalela indiza.
Minister of Public Works and Transport, Chief Ndlahlaza Ndwandwe, says the two planes will yield positive results for the country in terms of economic growth and tourism, among other sectors.
Kulo msebenzi lo lesiuqalako namhla sikhuluma ngekuqasheka kwamaswati. Uyavuleka umsebenzi emaswati aqasheke. Atawuqashwa ngiyo lenkampane aphindze aqashwe nangiletinye tinkampane letithelelana nale nkampane lesikhuluma ngayo. Na ungathi uthatha tibalo tekukubuka ukuthi kungaba ngakanani. Kukwenda vele umthamo ukuthi emaswati atawusitakala ngosi.
The minister also presented gifts to their majesties. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosima Vimbela with Mbongwa Dube, Skupe.
Royal Eswatini National Airways Corporation Board Chairperson Mdeni Mazibuko says the two airplanes bought by the company belong to Eswatini. Mazibuko says the national assets will do what they are intended for. He was speaking at the King Eswatini III International Airport after landing one of the planes, the Embraer ERJ-145.
The airplane, which landed at King Mswati III International Airport on Wednesday morning, is one of two planes bought by Eswatini Air, a company under the Royal Eswatini National Airways Corporation. This plane takes 50 passengers, and once operational, it will fly from Eswatini to Cape Town, Durban, Johannesburg, and Harare. RENAC board chairperson Mdeni Mazibuko says these planes belong to Eswatini.
We have received today the first of the two new national assets belonging to the people of Eswatini. These assets will be used for the purposes they were acquired for. We will also maintain them in accordance with the manufacturer's recommended standards. We will safeguard them from all threats they may be exposed to. Ultimately, we shall ensure the kingdom gets the required return on this investment.
RENAC CEO, Captain President Qiniso Dlamini, says about 40 job opportunities will be created by the arrival of the two planes, and also thanked all those who partnered with them in making sure that the procurement is a success.
Le milestone lena noma lesigaba lesesikuso namhlanje na mntwana inkosi ngabe asikakhoni kufika kuso kube bekungasiwo umfutho wetisebenzi taka Royal Eswatini National Airways Corporation kanye ke nalamanye emasotsha lahambe asilahlekela ngendlela.
Malinza Chief Ndlondlo Tsabedze, who was represented by headman Sipho Dlamini, applauded the buying of the planes.
Siyabonga ukuthi sithobo bofakazi bekutala kwalomntwana lotalelwe lapha. Ufike ngeminyaka lomuhle kube asinyundwanga ngilo sathana lwabese uyasibamba sesiyagula sesiyekela ngawufike kahle ngalo 2022 kufika inyoni lenhle lenjengale awuyinhle inyoni siyibonile.
RENAC has not yet made public when the planes will start flying passengers and when the second one is expected to arrive in the country. For Eswatini TV News, Temingosi Mavimbela with Mbongwa Dube.
The Minister of Commerce, Industry and Trade, Mangoba Khumalo, says the various projects implemented by the Republic of China and Taiwan through the Taiwan Technical Mission contributes immensely to the improvement of socio-economic empowerment. And the minister said this during the Taiwan Technical Mission's commemoration of Women's Day at Sibane Hotel at Eswatini.
The Taiwan Technical Mission has celebrated the Women's Day at Sibane Hotel at Eswatini. Making his remarks during the event, The Minister of Commerce, Industry and Trade, Mangoba Khumalo, says women should be fully supported.
The Taiwan Technical Mission, through the Embassy of the Republic of China in Taiwan and Eswatini, decided to do pre-regional campaigns, creating an awareness of this specific day to rural women who oftentimes miss out on these great celebrations. Let's break the bias and say #Phansi ngekugcekana. Whether deliberate or unconscious, bias makes it difficult for women to move ahead. Knowing that bias exists is not always enough. Action is needed to level the playing field.
The Minister of Health, Lizzie Nkosi, says women are resilient and need to be empowered.
Breaking the bias is a continuous engagement and a continuous commitment that we all should make.
The Undersecretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Jennifer Neves, who represented the Minister Thuli Dladla, says a holistic approach should be adopted if gender-based violence is to be completely eradicated in the kingdom.
In treating and raising our girls and boys differently in the domestic space, we are inadvertently creating the unequal society we are here saying we want to abolish. It starts in our homes, in our churches, in our schools.
The ambassador of the Republic of China on Taiwan, Jeremy Liang, details that country's support to women in the kingdom.
Under the leadership of President Tsai Ing-wen, Taiwan can help advance gender equality by ensuring that at least 80% of the 100 Eswatini College of Technology ECOT scholarship beneficiaries are female.
The Republic of China on Taiwan says it is committed to helping Eswatini. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla with Vuminkosi Nzinisa, Zulwini.
House of Assembly Speaker Petros Mavimbela encourages cabinet ministers and members of parliament to push government business. Mavimbela said this during the House of Assembly sitting on Wednesday.
On Wednesday, chairpersons of all ministries' portfolio committees in the House of Assembly tabled reports on the debate of ministries' 2021-2022 annual performance reports and budget estimates for the financial year 2022-2023. House of Assembly Speaker Petros Mavimbela calls upon members of Parliament to commit themselves and read reports so the work of the House could continue without any disturbances. He also encourages cabinet ministers to table in Parliament bills which are with their portfolio committees. Mavimbela says 2022 should be the year where the House of Assembly passes more bills as compared to any other year.
Asiwendeni bahlonishwa le government business iphusheni kakhulu igijime kakhulu bahlonishwa kuze sizokhona ukusilive silithathe silibhekise phambili. Ngidawucela lo ukuthi bahlonishwa ema reports asateblishiwe asitinike isikhathi siwabuke siwafunze nginiketa ilanga lonke lakusasa as per our standing orders asho lokho.
The House of Assembly's next sitting will be on Friday morning at 10 a.m. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla with Muzi Mkhonto, Parliament.
The Deputy Prime Minister's Office Portfolio Committee recommends that monthly payments be done and on specific pay dates be fully specified. Now, this is contained on the debate of the Ministry's annual report for the financial year 2021-2022 and the budget estimates for the financial year 2022-2023.
The report of the Deputy Prime Minister's Office was tabled in the House of Assembly by the Portfolio Committee Chairperson Derek Masuku, who is also Metula Constituency Member of Parliament. The committee recommends that monthly payments be done in specific pay dates for elderly should be fully specified by the Office of the DPM within 30 days after the adoption of the report. The committee further recommends that the DPM's office and the Ministry of Education needs to standardize school fees to alleviate the problem of dropouts in schools. This should be done within 30 days after the adoption of the report. Furthermore, the committee recommends that there should be a clear distinction on the funeral package cover and commencement there should be the 1st of April 2022. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla with Muzi Mkhonto, Parliament.
The Deputy Prime Minister Themba Masuku has warned the perpetrators of gender-based violence killings to stop this act. The Deputy Prime Minister was speaking during the launch of the commemoration of the International Women's Day in his office in Mbabane, where he said he notes with concern the growing number of people who lose their lives due to gender-based violence, saying it concerns government. The Deputy Prime Minister was represented by the Principal Secretary Makosini Mdawe.
The Deputy Prime Minister Themba Masuku has launched the commemoration of the International Women's Day in his offices in Mbabane, which is usually celebrated on the 8th of this month. The Deputy Prime Minister was represented by the Principal Secretary Makosini Mdawe, reaffirmed government's commitment of ending gender-based violence in the country.
We condemn the increasing violence against women and girls in our country. These primitive and barbaric actions against women and scaring of children who unfortunately witness this violence act against their mothers and sisters is strongly denounced by His Majesty's government. I appeal to every member of our society to stand up against this scourge of violence, which is on the increase against our women. There can be no justifiable reason from any sane person to carry out such cruelty on another human being.
European Union's Ambassador De Silva Shumilova says without quality education, women cannot enter the labor market.
Women and girls, therefore, need to be empowered, educated, skilled, and economically independent in order to be free.
The representative of the United Nations Population Fund Head of Office, Rachel Masuku, says women and girls need to be supported in all sectors.
Ladies and gentlemen, UNFPA remains committed to ending gender-based violence and all other harmful practices.
Chairperson of the Gender Consortium, Tom Churchyard, says women need to be empowered to succeed.
This week's media will have drawn attention once again to how gender equality, the equitable allocation of resources and opportunities and protections between men and women, is both a prerequisite for increased sustainability and the best indicator of success we have.
Government says the welfare of Eswatini will always remain a top priority. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla with Vuminkosi Nzinisa, Mbabane.
Eswatini's two big cities, which are Mbabane and Manzini, have signed the Paris Declaration as the commitment to end HIV and AIDS pandemic by 2030. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Development Under-Secretary Martin Dlamini says HIV and AIDS is spreading fast in cities, especially amongst less privileged settlers.
The Fast Track Cities initiative was launched precisely on World AIDS Day back in 2014. 9 new cities in the southern and eastern Africa joined the Fast Track Cities initiative, bringing the total to 174 cities in the region and more than 380 cities worldwide, whose mayors or provincial governors have signed the Paris Declaration on Fast Track Cities. The Manzini and Mbabane cities have since signed the Paris Declaration to end HIV/AIDS by 2030, and the initiative will be funded by the International Association of Providers of AIDS Care, IPAC, and the United Nations Programme on HIV/AIDS, UNAIDS. UNAIDS Country Director Rose Craig speaks about the importance of the declaration.
Yes, we do need this initiative. Yes, we have done extremely well as a country. We have achieved 95 at the national level. But if you actually look at our data and look at where we are at the city level, at the Ikundla level, and look at the various age groups, I'm sorry to say we have not achieved 95 there.
National Executive Director Kanya Mabuza says in order to end HIV/AIDS, young girls should be given social protection.
In Madagascar, 5 years ago, they were much better than Eswatini. But look what's happening. So HIV, we must be very, very careful about it. If you are not careful about HIV, by the twinkle of an eye, you are in the worst position that you will have difficulty to manage.
The Minister of Housing and Urban Development Under Secretary Martin Dlamini welcomes the signing of the Paris Declaration. Litiko letimadolobha kanye nekutfutfukiswa kwawo belikatsi limelwe lisekela lamabhanelo omkhulu kuleli tiko uMartin Dlamini. Leli tiko liyasesekela sinqumo salamadolobha lamabili ekucedza i-HIV AIDS.
As Majesty's government, we do recognize that cities have become centers of demographic growth as a result of rural and urban migration. As a result, given the powers vested in them, municipalities have an important role to play in response to the many challenges posed by the HIV and AIDS epidemic.
Director of Health Services, Dr. Vus Makakula, says what is more important is to end new infections.
Addressing the causes of risk, vulnerabilities, and the transmission of HIV and other related diseases, using the AIDS response for positive social transformation in the urban populations, building and accelerating an appropriate response in the urban settings that is reflecting local needs, mobilizing resources for integrated public health and sustainable development in the urban populations, and uniting leaders to address the common challenge of HIV, TB, and viral hepatitis.
The Paris Declaration was signed by Manzini City Mayor Quentin Els and Babane City Council Mayor Zephania Ngambule. They both pledged that the two cities will do whatever it takes to end HIV/AIDS by 2030. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla, Mbabane.
The Acting Director of Social Welfare, Cindy Dube, says the contributions by different stakeholders on the Convention of the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, which is to be submitted to the United Nations, will give organizations who wish to fund Eswatini in this sector a clear indication of where resources are mostly needed. The Acting Director was speaking during the last day of a workshop which was meant to validate the report at Sibana Hotel at Eswatini.
Eswatini will be among the countries that will soon submit the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities to the United Nations. The Acting Director of Social Welfare, Cindy Dube, says submitting the report will increase chances of funding in the disability sector, as the report will be a guide of where there are challenges, including those of finances. She says the Coordinating Assembly of Non-Governmental Organizations is expected to make an input in the report.
I-report lenjengalena kuwo onke ama-member states akamhlaba ibalulekile ngoba iyalisita live ngoba le report ifika ihlale eshelfini le ka-UN bo-New York. Lofuna nje kusebenta nelive lakangwana sithi mkhakha walabakhubatekile. Uthi awuvele aye lapha eshelfini athi hawu abone ukuthi wow nasi isithombe selive lakangwane sisebente saphumelela lapha nalapha yebo akhona ama-challenges lapha nalapha. Uyabe uyachuza ke partner ukuthi wo uyathi ngingasebenza kulomkhakha lo.
Lungile Mnisi, the Advocacy and Coordinating Officer at Kango, says they are yet to validate the report.
Right now is to sit together and develop a shadow report, what you call a shadow report, mirroring what the state has reported on. So we'll be sitting together with organizations of persons with disabilities to develop a shadow report that will be read along with the state party report at the UN.
The Federation of Organizations of the Disabled in Eswatini has applauded government for such a report, saying it will help better their members' welfare. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla with Vumi Nkosi Nzinisa, Zulwini.
Right now, let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, the news continues. Stay tuned.
It's the OK Easter Hunt for $1 million. We're hiding $1 million in vouchers inside OK stores, and you can stand a chance to join the hunt and win your share. Simply buy any 2 participating products and swipe your count-on card, or enter by following the instructions on your till slip, and you could be selected to take part in the Easter Hunt in your local OK store. Don't miss the Easter Hunt for $1 million. Only at OK, owners you can count on.
Welcome back. You are still with the news at 8 at Eswatini TV. Right now, let's see how our markets were performing today in our financial report.
Standard Bank. It can be.
Welcome back. You're still watching the news bulletin at 8 at Eswatini TV. Right now, we'll take a look at news making headlines in the world of sports. Royal Leopards are back on top of the MTN Premier League after their sweet victory of 5-0 against the Milling Hotspurs in a game that was played at Galanga Stadium in Stegi.
Up against Milling Hotspurs for their first game of the second round for the current season at Galanga Stadium in Stegi. There was no delay for the defending champions when Wandile Simelane opened the score within just 10 minutes of the game. Simelane went on to manage to double the lead after 27 minutes into the game. He proved to have the best of his senior football career when he netted a hat-trick just 2 minutes before the first half ended to give his side a lead of 3-0. In the second half, there was some substitution made by Leopard which saw Bongani Nzimanze coming in to net the fourth goal of the game. On the last whistle of the game, Nzimanze netted the fifth goal of the game and gave his side a perfect victory on the day. Leopard are back on top of the log with 38 points, with Bavana Highlanders in second with 36 points. For Eswatini TV Sports, Fabrice Msonera, Stegi.
High jump athlete Erika Siama is looking to break a new national record of 1.83 meters before flying to Birmingham in England in this year's July to represent Eswatini in this year's Commonwealth Games. Siama believes breaking the record will boost her confidence ahead of the Games.
High jump athlete Erika Sayama is the second local athlete to qualify for this year's Commonwealth Games in Birmingham after top sprinter Subsiso Swazibot Matsendro. Sayama, who is based in the Republic of South Africa, has been taking part in different competitions to up her fitness and readiness ahead of the Games in England. For now, she's targeting a new record of 1.83 meters before flying to Birmingham in July this year to lift the country's flag higher, as this will boost her confidence.
I jumped a 177 and it put me in first place. After jumping a 177, I tried to attempt a new national record of 183 meters. I was unsuccessful with clearing that height, but the attempts were very good and I was very proud of myself. It was my first time ever attempting a 183 meters and it looked really good, and I'm confident that I will be able to clear that height in the future. In terms of my training, I've been training really hard. I've been preparing not only for the Commonwealth Games, but also for the African Champs. I am very proud of myself. I'm proud of the progress that I've been doing. It's been very good on my side, and I'm happy with my performance.
The Commonwealth Games begin on the 28th of July to the 8th of August. For Eswatini TV Sports, Fabrice Msonera, Babane.
Beautiful Kingdom of Eswatini, we've come to the end of our news bulletin at 8 at Eswatini TV. But before we go, here's a quick reminder of our top stories tonight.
His Majesty King Mswati III says the procurement of airplanes by Eswatini A will help Maswati do business better and also visit other countries with ease. The Minister of Commerce, Industry and Trade says the various projects implemented by the Republic of China on Taiwan through the Taiwan Technical Mission contribute immensely to the improvement of socio-economic empowerment. And the Royal Eswatini National Airways Corporation Board Chairperson says the two airplanes bought by the company belong to Eswatini.
Beautiful Kingdom of Eswatini, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much indeed for choosing to stay with us. We shall cross over to the Weather Center for a detailed weather report from us and the rest of the crew here at Eswatini TV. For now, it's good night and God bless.